So prior to the approval of the first checkpoint inhibitor in 2016, we really had nothing for patients who progressed on cisplatin. There was a long void of almost 4 decades where we had nothing following cisplatin or carboplatin-based chemotherapy. Some salvage chemotherapies were used with really dismal responses. So immunotherapy has really transformed the care for our patients. It is a valid option for a good subset of patients. I'll say, about 20-25% patients benefit from it. And when they do benefit, they have long-term good survival outcomes, which has really changed from the past. However, not all the checkpoint inhibitors panned out. Eventually, for example, pembrolizumab is the level 1, based on level 1 evidence. It has data from the phase 3 trial of showing overall survival benefit compared to salvage chemotherapy. Some of the other agents, avelumab was also approved initially based on the phase 1 trial. Durvalumab was approved. Atezolizumab was approved, and nivolumab was approved. However, durvalumab and atezolizumab were withdrawn in the refractory setting, as the phase 3 trials did not show overall survival benefit, which were supposed to serve as the confirmatory trials. So I'll say that, the approval of multiple checkpoint inhibitors has certainly added a lot of treatment options. However, as far as level 1 evidence goes, we tend to use pembrolizumab more than anything else. So that's a very good point. The toxicity profile of immune checkpoint inhibitors is completely different from chemotherapy, right? Patients don't lose hair, they don't feel sick, they're not throwing up, they're not going through all those toxicities of the chemotherapy. However, because of the nature of mechanism of action, immune therapy can cause some rare and serious side effects, which can sometimes be fatal because the immune system is upregulated and can turn against normal self. So you can get inflammation of pretty much any organ, like pneumonitis, colitis, some serious flare-up of autoimmune diseases. You can get neurologic toxicity, endocrinopathy, skin toxicities. But the good news is that, prompt use of steroids and a good symptom check-in with the patients can address these. And we have to be cognizant that patients tend to underreport the side effects with immunotherapy, as opposed to chemotherapy, where everything is very apparent and they are very vocal about it. So we really need to make sure we are digging into these questions, like, do you have severe fatigue, which is unusual, in which case we look for adrenal insufficiency and start steroids and things like that. So I would say that as the field has evolved and these treatments have become available, we have really evolved as practitioners who can manage these toxicities, and prompt referral to subspecialties is very important to make sure that these events don't become life-threatening. I think it's a message that we have made a lot of progress in the last few years in management of advanced bladder cancer patients, and the field has really exploded with a lot of treatment options. Patients are living longer, they're doing better, and we do have lots of options to offer our patients, and a whole range of new trials that are going on to further challenge the standard of care chemotherapy in the front line.